I remember a couple weeks ago I was listening to a great interview of Dr. Freddie Pacheco, and the interview was given by my friend 78 Sports TV and another good brother on here, Errol Jarrett. And like I said, it was a good interview, but I had my issues with uh, Dr. Freddie Pacheco and his views of Mike Tyson. He thinks that Mike Tyson is a very overrated fighter, that he was a media creation. Tyson's fought nothing but bums. He even said that he thought Tyson's power was overrated. And, I don't know about that, man. I don't allude to have the boxing knowledge that Dr. Freddie Pacheco has. He's a very accomplished man. He's an artist. I think he's written like 20-something books. However, I do believe in this instance, he's showing a bias toward his generation and the fighters that he grew up watching and interacted with, as opposed to later generation fighters. And I will say this: is Mike Tyson the greatest heavyweight of all time? No, he's not. Me personally, I think that the two greatest heavyweights of all time are Muhammad Ali and Joe Louis. Some people might have Joe Louis ahead of Ali for whatever reasons. Perhaps the overall reign record of almost 12 years, or the 24 or 25 consecutive title defenses. I think 25 consecutive title defenses, so successful title defenses. True, Joe Louis fought some guys who may be considered weaker opposition, but that's the thing though. He fought everybody, and he fought constantly. But having said that, I still believe that if you look at Mike Tyson in his prime, now mind you, I believe that Tyson falls short overall when it comes to his level of competition he fought, his resume, his legacy, and different other factors. I think he falls short when it comes to all-time heavyweights. But it still has to be said that 1986, 87, 88 version of Tyson, before the departures of Kevin Rooney, Jimmy Jacobs due to death, and Bill Caton, I think that version of Mike Tyson defeats all other heavyweight champions in their primes, with the possible exceptions of Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, and Larry Holmes. I think, with the exception of those fighters, and Sonny Liston is a question mark, I think Mike Tyson defeats the other fighters. Now, that's just me, that doesn't mean it's correct. I'm just saying, I just think that, with the exception of those guys, Mike Tyson, to me, it's almost clear that he has the advantage with the other fighters. His speed, his quickness, his defense, and his power. If you talk about Tyson's power is overrated, how? Tyson was this little small guy compared to other heavyweights. Look at what he did to Larry Holmes. He's the only man to KO Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes, okay, yeah, you could say that Larry Holmes was overweight and he wasn't in great shape, what have you. Larry Holmes was starting to get tubby toward the end of his career anyway. By the time 1945 started, he was getting heavier. you know, and Larry Holmes had a very good chin, a damn good chin. He wasn't Glass Joe. Glass Joe. He had a seriously great chin. Even though he had been knocked down a couple times in his career, but he had a tremendous chin. But he got KO'd by Mike Tyson. It's the only time he ever been knocked out in his career. He doesn't get credit for that. Another thing Mike Tyson it doesn't get credit for is he's the only man to defeat Michael Spinks. And he defeated Michael Spinks in devastating fashion. I remember I was only 8 years old at the time, but I remember reading different sports articles in Ring magazine at the time, because I'll never forget the day that he fought. And you can fact check me on this. I'll never forget the day that he fought Michael Spinks, because it was the same day that my Bulls traded Charles Oakley for Bill Cartwright. I remember talking about on ESPN later that night. I believe it was that night when the story broke that he got traded. But anyway, and we're talking about, is Mike Tyson the greatest heavyweight of all time? And a lot of people saying, yeah, he's on the way to being, so this isn't like hyperbole, me saying this shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just that people, because of what happened, people want to just shit on the guy and talk like he's some bum. And then another thing that kind of pisses me off is I even see people say that, Mike Tyson's chin is overrated. Are you fucking kidding me? They look at, he's got knocked down, knocked out, 5 times in his career. That's bullshit. He didn't really get knocked out. I mean, I'm going by memory, okay? So I haven't really researched this. I'm going by my memory, and I could be a little bit off on some of this stuff, but all right. I believe his last fight was against McBride, and that was his 6th loss. I think that was a TKO stoppage, not technically a knockout. I mean, a technical knockout is a technical knockout, but you know what I mean? He didn't get KO'd. I believe he quit on a stool, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember which round. It might have been the 8th or the 6th round, but I think he quit against Dan McBride. That was a KO, but Tyson clearly was. He basically kind of quit. You know what I'm saying? He could have got up, I guess. It's like he was sort of debating whether he wanted to keep fighting. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he injured his knee earlier in that fight. So, okay, that would have been loss number, 5? All right, then I think before that he lost to Lennox Lewis. Now, Lennox Lewis did knock him out, but Lennox Lewis delivered a massive amount of punishment to Mike Tyson. All right, I mean, he was hitting Tyson with blows that would just was thunderous, man. Like, he was hitting him with stuff that could literally kill a man. Tyson risked his life, really, to be honest with you, in that fight. He took a lot of punishment he didn't really have to take, and it was only through sheer exhaustion and accumulation of punishment and sheer attrition that Tyson was quote-unquote KO. All right. And then before that, you had the Holyfield stoppage in '96. Not the ear-biting fight. I'm not counting that one. I'm counting the technical TKO. I think it was 11th round, 1996. Tyson was still on his feet. All right. So let's see. What is that? 4 KOs, and then the first one, of course, was the Douglas fight, where Tyson got hit with a punch that damn near looked like he could have decapitated him by Buster Douglas, and he still almost beat the count. And that was another fight where he was just got his ass handed to him, and it was accumulation of punches. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, Tyson never really ever got knocked out by one punch. You understand what I'm saying? Lennox Lewis has got knocked out by one punch. Some of these other power punching heavyweights did get knocked out and knocked down by one punch. Tyson had one of the greatest chins in heavyweight history. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Little uppercut and then the right hand over. Oh, nice hook. Here comes Razor Ruddock out of nowhere. A combination by Ruddock. An uppercut by Ruddock. A right by Ruddock. Tyson comes back. Punishment and inflicted some hard punishment again. A left uppercut by Razor Ruddock. That stunned Tyson. Now Tyson says no. Hit me again. And he did with the right. Good shots. He just doesn't quite get there. There's a left by Ruddock. A left by Tyson. And down goes Ruddock. What a counterpunch.